I'm Jake Lukengea, and I'm from the Lindon 19th Ward. Christmas time, we have a little tradition in our family where we give the Savior a gift for Christmas. And what Kaylee and I have done is we stuff in our stockings that hang over our fireplace something we're going to give the Savior that year. And I made it a matter of prayer, and the thing I felt inspired to give the Lord was that I would be in His house as often as He prompted me to come home. And when Palm Sunday came, that night as I was asking the Lord, what can I do to make this week extra special? I felt this strong prompting that I needed to be in His house, to come home every day that week. So the next morning when I woke up, before I even got on my knees, I knew what I was supposed to do, and I was supposed to be in His house that day. And so I had to make just a couple sacrifices, and I found myself in the chapel all alone in that jumpsuit, which I've not been in that jumpsuit all alone in that chapel ever here at our Timpanogos Temple. And the worker came in and he said, "Have you done baptisms before?" And I said, "Yes." He shared with me something that really changed that whole week's experience. He said, "If you can clear your mind while you're here in the house of the Lord, then the Lord can reveal Himself to you and He'll speak to you. So try and clear your mind while you're here." So I proceeded and I did baptisms and then confirmations, and then I went upstairs and did initiatories. And this was a wonderful experience. Felt the Spirit. Was accustomed to the Spirit I had always felt. So fast forward, Tuesday, I go again to the temple. And this time, clearing my mind, not worrying about, my professional life, not over worrying about my kids and direction there, but just trying to clear my mind and truly just ask the Lord, "Lord, what do you want me to feel? What do you want me to know? And what do you want me to do?" And He inspired my mind, and I didn't see it coming towards towards my professional life, and I didn't see that coming. And I was like, okay. So made some notes, acted on it immediately when I got out of the temple. Beautiful experience. Fast forward to Wednesday. I have another remarkable experience Wednesday in the temple, but Thursday I didn't see coming. He inspired a question. And the Lord revealed Himself to me in a beautiful way. And He just said, as I was in an endowment session, to ask, "What does this mean between me and thee?" And I asked it early on, what does this mean between me and thee? As I was there participating. And my mind was opened up in an unreal way. And the whole experience, all of a sudden my identity of who I was, but more importantly whose I was, started to really come clear. And in a way He unfolded Himself and who I am to Him and the importance of who I am. And it became real, so real. All I could feel in the moment was thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I was gleeful, just this amazing experience. Friday was an incredible experience. It being Good Friday, we decided to do something different, take our kids out of school and really focus it on the Savior. First thing in the morning, we went and did baptisms. While we're in the baptismal font, one of the gentlemen says, "Hey, Lukengea." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you know any Lukengeas from New York?" And I said, "Well, my parents lived there years ago." And he said, "Yeah, like 40 years ago." And he said, "Oh yeah, absolutely. That would have been my parents, And he said, "Yeah, Bishop Lukengea." And I said, "Yeah, that's my dad." And he waited for me to get in the locker room, and then when I came out, he and his wife were both there, and they, in tears, proceeded to tell me how much my parents meant to him. So this was just kind of a neat experience, right? But then it got really cool. So then we went in to do confirmations. And as I'm there doing confirmations for our own family names, we had like 4 for Griffin. When we got done, the worker said, "Hey, do you mind doing a couple extra names that aren't family names?" And I just joked, and I grabbed Griffin's shoulder and said, "Hey, son, are you okay having a couple extra angels watch over you?" And Griff's like, "Yeah, whatever, Dad. He's 12." So he's just like, "Yeah." And I put my hands on his head. I guess I should tell you this. My wife and I, 9 years ago, had a son, Frederick, and passed as a stillborn. As she delivered him, and we held him and blessed him even there, and had our sweet experiences with our Frederick, and have felt him over the years. it's been an amazing thing. Well, as I sat there and I put my hands on my own son's head, the name that I was doing the work for was a Frederick, first name Frederick. And I just lost it. And behind me was a painting of the Savior in Gethsemane with an angel there comforting him, who we know to most likely be an angel who would be most sweet and dear to the Savior. And as I sat there, I could just feel the presence of my son, my 9-year-old son, as my hands were on my 12-year-old son. And my wife was sitting across from us, and to the side was our 15-year-old daughter. It was an experience never to be forgotten. And the Saturday to top it all off, the last day in my father's house, to be able to kneel across the altar with my wife and in what the world would call renewing our vows, as we sat there with the mirrors reflecting behind us and the beautiful chandelier overhead representing the light, our Savior Jesus Christ, and just seeing the three of us there together, the experience, it couldn't have been richer. In my Father's house, I've personally found healing, and I find my identity, and I find who I am and whose I am.